Hello friends, I'm Compatible. I am reporting back after my orchiectomy. It is now 1 week. It's actually Christmas Day Eve. A week after my orchiectomy. I'm feeling really good. I've known this is what I've wanted, but I thought that this would be combined with vaginoplasty, but we're not doing that yet. I will probably schedule, we're going to evaluate where I am in 6 months, and decide if when we're going to schedule vaginoplasty. But this is good. I just feel really good. I'm so glad that I was able to go ahead with this. I'm thankful to the doctor. Oh my gosh, so many really wonderful people sent me nice messages congratulating me and just encouraging me, and that was wonderful. I healed really well. I didn't have any major discomfort. After the surgery, I got up and I walked out of the hospital, and someone accompanied me to my car. And I came home and, I laid down and went to bed for the rest of the day. And I spent all of the next day in bed, and I was uncomfortable. On my pain scale, and I've had some pain, my pain scale is maybe a 2 out of a 10. And usually I have more pain than that any day of the week because of my neck. So Tylenol, I didn't need any special painkillers or opioids or anything like that. Some people might. I think my surgeon must have done a very good job. I had no swelling. I had a little bit of bleeding, drainage the second day. That was it was a little scary, but they told me to expect it, and so I would just, chill. There was no pain associated with it. And so I had some cramping. There was the feeling of a severed nerve is a little bit, your body wants to reflex clench. You want to clench, as if you were kicked in the nards. There's that desire to clench. To sort of protect that area. And so that kind of led to some feeling of crampiness, and I knew that that's not, you can't just clench constantly. That won't work. So I was doing some meditative relaxation, just relaxing that area, consciously not clenching. So that it didn't get too uncomfortable. And by the end of the second day, the beginning of the third day, there was a feeling of release, okay, and considering the amount of blood flow that they have to sort of pinch off, I think that's really quick. Now, I have not done any kind of I walk up and down the steps to get my coffee in the morning, nice and slow. I was real slow the first couple days, but I can go up and down the steps and walk around the house, no problems. It's going well. It's just nothing to it, I'm hopeful that future vaginoplasty, having that out of the way, will kind of lessen the trauma a little bit. And so we're on to the good, because yes, even only a week out, a couple of days after the surgery, I started to see some positive benefits. I feel incredibly beautiful and sexy. I just have this feeling wow, I feel really great. It could be because I stopped taking spironolactone. And so spironolactone is part of my HRT medications that blocks, it's the androgen blocker, whatever. I don't know. It washes testosterone out of your system, or keeps it from doing its stuff. So estrogen can work. And so I haven't made any changes to my estrogen yet, but we're going for blood work maybe tomorrow. My doctor wants me to go in for blood work so they can see where my levels are. But I shouldn't need spironolactone. There's no testosterone getting produced, and it feels good. I always sort of felt like spironolactone made me feel kind of dizziness when standing, and kind of like, but it was better than how I felt when like I could feel my testosterone levels rising, so I stayed on it. And now that I don't need it and I don't have to worry about testosterone levels, I feel really, really good. Like really good. And I feel really sexy. And there's no, you know, like you're supposed to kind of like not. And so like that's been, like I've just felt a little, like really good about myself. And I don't know, that's just like the reaction I have. I feel really beautiful. So it's Christmas Day and my makeup has been on for several hours, so please don't read. It's getting a little cakey around the eyes and whatnot. But I decided like it was time to like put myself together a little bit, you know, put some makeup on, and I wore a nice dress, and it felt really good, you know. It was, I don't really celebrate Christmas, but, you know, a lot of the people around me do. And so in the interest of not being a big old humbug, you know, I say Merry Christmas to everyone and do the thing, you know. I got some nice dinner out of it, and, you know, they're good people, you know. So it's, you know, so for Corona, we're not supposed to really do a lot of interaction with people that we aren't in our normal circles. So I didn't really get to see most people, but I did get to have dinner with a couple of people, and it was nice. I felt really good about myself, and I know that I have had, they call it imposter syndrome, where I just don't feel like maybe like I don't quite feel valid enough, or I feel like, you know, like if people really saw me, like that I was wearing a costume, and if they saw through it, that like they would see that I, you know, I was this like monster, you know, like not really who I was saying I was, even though I know who I am, but I just didn't feel congruent. And congruency has been a really, like, immediately I feel more congruent. Now, will vaginoplasty make that more? Will I get a greater feeling of congruency? I don't know. There's lots of things to consider. And I want to take some time and live in my transition. You know, just enjoy this part of it and see how I feel, you know? And I don't think this means I will never want to get a vaginoplasty. But maybe. And you know, the time between now and then, hopefully I will feel less stressful. I mean, I definitely feel less stressed. Like, I feel like this is like really validating, and it feels really good. And the pain, you know, I would do it again in a moment. Like, there was no pain. And like I said, I know, like, reading through potential side effects and, you know, even the expected side effects of this surgery, like, I am on the, like, I did good, honey. My surgeon did good, and I have had no issues to speak of, and so I'm really happy. I have some stitches. They're a little bit icky, not icky, like they're itchy. They're a little bit like, I wouldn't want to do a lot of walking because they'll just get uncomfortable. There's no way to make them not be getting uncomfortable. But like, it's not like super painful or anything. It's very superficial at this point, and I'm only a week out. So I'm going to take it easy for a while. That's easy to do because there ain't nothing happening because of this stupid pandemic. I'm really hopeful. They've got the people getting vaccinated, and in 30 days they get a second dose. And I see some friends who are in the medical field they're posting on Facebook and on the internet that they've got their first dose, and I'm really hoping this is a signal, the end is near, and that as the winter fades into spring, that Corona is going to be kind of on the out. The people who were going to get it got it. The people who are getting vaccinated can't get it. The people who had it can't really get it very easily again, maybe. Hopefully there's no, we're not going to talk about it too much, except to say that, like, I'm hopeful that that's going to be gone, and like a new world of possibilities is opening up. And so I'm hopeful for the mythical, like, new plateau of transition, feminization. I don't know. I'm excited to see if there will be. Top growth has stopped. I don't think that I've changed in size for quite some time. I do feel a little plump, but that seems to be, that may be because of the change in moisture, because spironolactone is like a diuretic, so it like pushes the water out of you. So maybe there's a little bit more water from that. So that might be a benefit of being off spironolactone without testosterone, is maybe I'm a little more I don't think I can say the words that I'm thinking on YouTube without getting demonetized. Milk laden. Titties getting plump. I like the me that I have now. I feel authentic, and life is good. I'm feeling good. I feel really good about this choice. I encourage you to read up on it as possibly like a half step towards future surgery, because it really doesn't interfere with future surgeries, potentially. It shouldn't. And also just for, I don't know, if it's something you've considered, or maybe you didn't know that this was considered bottom surgery for some people. So some people that I've talked to didn't know that this was an option. Like, they didn't know that this was considered bottom surgery. Well, absolutely it is. And I feel like it gets said a lot, but I'll say it again, is that everyone's transition is different, and this might be what's right for you. The question that I get, I'm like, I'm having orchiectomy. Google it. They remove your testicles, but that's it. Just the internal, nuggets. Testosterone producing organ. They would be the ovaries, but they develop differently and they drop, So I had a genetic predisposition that caused my ovaries to drop, which, that genetic thing would be a Y chromosome, and so that caused me to have high levels of testosterone for a woman, and develop male characteristics. And then now we've gotten rid of that, and I can allow some feminization to take over, enjoy, adjusted hormone, corrected hormone levels. I do. I feel really good. I feel congruent. I feel pretty, but I think it's because I did my makeup and I've been lying around in pandemic pajamas for months and months. And it feels good to have some makeup on and to look like not like a mess. And I've done so much hair removal with my at-home equipment. Like, it's really noticeable if I let the hair grow for a couple of days. It's really noticeable how much reduction I have in hair. I still need to color correct. So I did do color correcting today and everything. And yeah, I was in daylight makeup. I don't know how it looks in the lights. It's dark outside now. But I feel good. I feel hopeful. The darkest days of the year are past. In December you hit the solstice, and then the days will start getting longer here in the northern hemisphere, and it's gonna take a while, but I know that it's not gonna get worse. And we had some snow for Christmas Day, fresh snow, several inches of fresh snow. The roads were miserable. I feel like I've told you everything that's going on. I have ideas for the future of the channel, more stuff that's like entertainment, not all just transition stuff, maybe some more funny bits, and some, once Corona's over and I can have people to interact with, I'd really like to do some skit comedy and some interviews and roundtable discussions with other trans people about, things that trans-related topics, but not specifically my transition, because maybe not a lot is going to happen in my transition for a long time. And I have a video for the video that I put out for my 2-year transition was really only the first 18 months. And so I'm going to put out I guess I'll put out a 3-year in May. I think I'll try and have it ready for my 3-year HRT anniversary, which would be May 10th. So I'm going to work on that, but I'm definitely going to try. I like having something weekly. It seems like YouTube likes when you post something every week. And I'm trying to keep the channel growing, which it is growing. I'm really thrilled with, viewership, I'm getting more comments from people. I am, making friends with people who have found my channel, on other social media platforms, and, also through YouTube, sort of interacting with some of the other trans people and their channels and their content. And I'm looking forward to doing some collaborative things. I also I'm really thinking about doing some travel. I don't have the best vehicle for it. I just have like a sedan. And it's not real big to live out of, but maybe I can stay in some small hotels or Airbnb type places. So before winter is over, if things let up at all with COVID, I am taking a trip to maybe some warmer climate. I may drive south till I hit Florida so that I can be outside in a t-shirt or maybe even a bikini. Maybe. We'll see. I feel like a new person in some ways, and it feels really amazing. I don't want to overstate, because I don't want to give someone a false expectation that they go into it and potentially have some kind of side effect or problem or complication, and then not really feel like they got any relief from dysphoria or anything like that, but like I did. Immediate and profound relief from some of my dysphoria. And it was that part of me specifically that I felt dysphoric about. I think that that maybe is important to mention, is I've had dysphoria long term with that part, not the other part down there. The other part down there I had learned to kind of enjoy with a partner, but the testosterone factories were unpleasant. They've always been unpleasant, and since the beginning of my transition I was like, you eat those suckers. I do not like them. So, you know, part of my consideration of bottom surgery is, do I want to give up the phallic part? And I mean, I'm willing to trade, but like, do I need to? And but this was the part that's gone, needed to go. So, thank you for watching. I have been Compassible. Merry Christmas. I'll do something fun for New Year's. I don't know what yet, but I'll try and do some kind of content for New Year's. So I'll see you then.